What's up, guys? Welcome back to the SSL. So far, a very one-sided series in what we expected to be a super close match.
Yeah, aLive looking quite lost in both of those games, actually. ByuN pretty much controlling how the game has flowed so far.
ByuN just bigger, faster, stronger.
And as we mentioned before in the pregame, whoever takes the initiative at the start generally wins the game. And so far, we've seen ByuN take both games after taking the initial initiative with his attacks.
Yeah. I feel like, I don't even know if it's like a mechanical superiority is what ByuN has, but it just feels like ByuN understands this fast push, these like speed pushes so much better, because it's like 6 or 7 complicated moves where he relocates his army until eventually it's checkmate.
It feels like, I think that ByuN has just played enough games of Terran versus Terran that he knows the timings where he can exploit his opponent, and we've seen that so far from aLive. aLive has no answer for what ByuN is doing so far.
Yeah, that's what it seems like, man. I mean, ByuN really on top of his game. We're going to go now into game number 3 and see if aLive can turn this around or if ByuN is today's champion. In the bottom left, he needs to get a comeback. He is aLive. And in the bottom right, in the blue, playing the best games I've ever seen from him, ByuN.
aLive on the verge of being dead in the SSL. He needs to take 3 games in a row here, and against a player like ByuN, it's going to be a really tough task, especially the way that aLive has been playing compared to ByuN so far.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. I'm not sure about this. I feel like this is another map where ByuN can do a fast push and probably win. The map is rotationally symmetrical, so you got to be careful. There is a fact that ByuN will probably have to take his third base actually above where he's taking his second, just because that's so accessible by drops.
And then we see first deviation so far from aLive is that he's actually not opting to go for that early command center, going straight for that factory. So he sees that this one Reaper expand build that he's been doing so far hasn't been really successful in those previous 2 games. So as a result, he's mixing things up a bit, which is always good to see from players, especially when you're 2 games down. As we see here, scouting patterns of both players as camera has been on. Oh, that's really nice
good.
art. Yeah.
That's really good.
I think the crowd loves the interviews of ByuN, so there's a lot.
Nova's never looked better, man. Damn, she's looking fine. Yeah, no, this so far has been a really interesting day. Really high quality TVTs. These might be the best TVTs I've casted in Legacy so far.
Well,
this or anything that TY's done.
The person in the crowd had to sign with the TY, ByuN, and aLive, the kings of Terran so far in Pro League, and I think when we see Terrans play in Legacy Void in Korea, it feels like these 3 players provide the best games.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's kind of funny. I mean, I know Maru's really good, but I
don't think he's found his stride yet in Legacy Void. Same with Innovation.
He's just not. Yeah, same with Innovation. Like Innovation, obviously he's like really good, but the games we're seeing from these guys consistently pretty crazy. Good save there, by the way, from ByuN.
Yeah, really nice save there from ByuN. He can keep that Reaper just sitting at the middle of the map there at the watchtower without too much penalty there. And with these 4 Marines out for aLive, I think ByuN should be trying to think that, hey, I haven't seen any sort of... I've seen a lot of units out here. I think there might be some sort of harassment going on. We'll see how ByuN adapts to this, though. He's got that reactor on the barracks, and he's also getting a Viking as well, which is really important in the case that aLive might be going for the tank back play that we're seeing right now.
And this is what aLive was doing in Game 1, and we've seen him do this, I think, in the majority of his Terran versus Terrans. He comes out pretty quickly and tries to get some kind of stronghold on the low ground. And I would look at this and seeing that there's not going to be a drop here from ByuN, he might have a hard time. I mean, having a Hellion doesn't help a lot against the the tank here.
It'll help against those Marines because it's actually the Marines that do a lot of damage to the SVs.
Certainly, yeah.
And this Viking's also going to help as well because it's going to push away the medivac when aLive does drop in. Looks like ByuN wants to actually clean this up. We'll see how much damage that tank of aLive can do right now.
You know what? I don't think that was enough. He got 4 SCVs, but he lost the medevac and the tank, and I'd say the medevac and the tank are more important than the 4 SCVs. So this is yeah, I mean, I like the way aLive plays, but as I'm watching each game against ByuN, I have to say ByuN seems to come out ahead. Once again, look at the supply difference. If we've seen this pattern before GTR,
yeah,
I think we have
saw this in the past 2 games.
43 to 50, well, now 61.
I mean, it feels like we're just watching aLive in like a very slow motion car crash because he tries to do this tank pressure with that initial medivac and with those initial Marines, but he just doesn't do enough damage because ByuN is perfectly figured it out how to defend it the most optimal way while taking expansion behind it. And now ByuN's actually putting in the pressure, and this is going to be a really tough situation for aLive to get back in this game.
Now there's 2 tanks against 1 here. Now what I actually thought he was going to go up there and try to get that tank. Let's see where the targeting comes down to. It's Viking versus Viking right now. He's edging back with these tanks. Still 1 Marine back here, taking out a good amount of these SCVs. 6 kills already. A better exchange here for ByuN than for aLive.
Yeah, and ByuN, knowing that he's got the better exchange there, he's just going to move back because he's already done his damage. He doesn't want to lose any more tanks. He doesn't want to lose his Vikings as well. And ByuN is in quite an assailable position. I mean, aLive's got that Liberator out as well, but how much damage can it do right now?
Yeah, that's the big question here. I almost feel like aLive is using a build from like the wrong era. It's like an anachronistic build coming here from ByuN, or from aLive to ByuN. Like ByuN just seems to be a bit more of a futuristic Terran, where aLive is showing us, and I know it sounds weird to say because the expansion is pretty early, but we've seen some meta shifts already. Seems like this is the build that aLive is doing. It would have worked perfectly about 6 weeks ago. And ByuN's already playing in the more defensive style and letting aLive step into his booby traps and win the game from there.
Yeah, we've seen...
Hold up.
Yep, go ahead.
Important to note here, he can actually get the gas geyser, which gets pretty important in tank versus tank. And aLive actually not even on top of his game here, is not managing to keep that Liberator active on the map.
And also, oh wow, nice snipe there with those Vikings taking out the tank. That's some really poor play there from aLive because he thought that he could outrange that siege up tank there on the lower ground with those unsieged tanks, but he didn't calculate it quite well, and as a result, he lost one of those tanks.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job here. And you notice he knows when to back up, too. He's not staying there forever and losing this. So right now, this one Liberator doing a good job, especially in 2-base versus 2-base, of at least trying to balance this game out for aLive. But supply counts and even worker counts are actually in the lead right now for ByuN.
Yeah, ByuN's looking really comfortable right now in this game as we don't see him actually trying to build a 3rd base here. So he might be going for the kill knowing that he is ahead on supply, in his head at least. We have the luxury, obviously, of seeing both players' supplies, but I think ByuN has gathered enough intel that he can. He feels confident in adding more barracks instead of adding another command center, trying to expand behind this.
Seems like that. Or he might just keep pumping on his current production facilities and eventually wait for organically 400 minerals to appear there in excess and then make the command center that way. You are actually much closer on this map than on some other maps, which means that you've actually got to be very, very, very careful to not get too greedy and try to take an expand, because you can be punished so quickly for that.
Yeah, as we see here, ByuN gonna kill those rocks there at his 3rd. I'm not really sure whether he should take that 3rd base there, down there, or on the 3 o'clock position, but it looks like ByuN's actually gonna move out here. He might be able to snipe these tanks off.
Stimming and coming forward. The siege tanks are dropping right now. He's already got a good position. The tank's edging over here to the right, sieging up. He needs to get these Marines over here, hit this first tank, and he does. No, he does not actually. He picks up the last second.
But these just might be too many tanks here for ByuN. ByuN has the superior tank count. He's taking out most of the tanks there of aLive. And aLive's only down to this 1 tank here.
Yeah,
ByuN's just at the
Marines have rabies, man. Are you seeing this? They just run right up there, damage that Viking. He's going to try to come over here. I think he's still going to be in range of this tank down here. No, he doesn't care. That tank taking damage. He runs forward. He needs to get this tank back. How far back will he have to push it?
Nice snipe there on the Viking from ByuN, but ByuN here with some nice tank positioning here, and even though if he moves behind that geyser, those tanks there at the ramp can just shell at the units that come there behind, trying to take the units outside the geyser.
I don't know, man. I think this might be GG. He's not able to mine as much gas. That means less medevacs, less tanks. The command center is halfway done to being dead. Right now, aLive has to take this game back right away.
This is the final move here from aLive. If he does not defend this, he will lose the game, and he managed to get ByuN back to his main base, but the damage has been done. 22 SVs have been killed.
Yeah, that actually puts worker count at 28 versus 41, so big plays here right now for ByuN. Right now, his opponent can't actually optimize mining from 2 bases, and another attack comes in here. This may be the end of aLive right now. It's just tanks and I think 4 Marines below a plethora of medevacs.
Oh, if he loses that command center, that's going to be huge for ByuN. If aLive loses that is game over, because that command center is keeping him in this game, and aLive here just trying to move forward, trying to pick off these tanks, but it's just not working.
Yeah, he's slowly getting aLive or ByuN rather, to back off, but as he's backing up, he's actually moving into more reinforcements like we see right here, right now. And each time this battle, the army of ByuN is just a little bit bigger.
Oh, that was a very bad move there from aLive. He didn't really have the Marines to back this attack up. And now ByuN here with these Rabies Marines.
Oh my God!
ByuN doing so much damage here. I think it's going to take the series 3-0. Look at ByuN, his fist bumping.
Yeah, it looks like he's got it. He's coming in here now. He's hitting these Marines hard. This is one of the sickest DDTs I've seen. GG. ByuN wins this in a 3-0 victory. A Terran versus Terran we predicted would be incredibly close. Could not be more the opposite.
Look at ByuN in it, man. Like, he's just running around. He's just going crazy like he won the GSL or something. I mean, wow.
That's pretty insane, man. I mean, a well-deserved win there for ByuN. I couldn't be happier for him to see just how dominant he actually is here tonight.
And now we're going to go to the interview with our winner, ByuN.
Let's see what his thoughts are.
만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
Congratulations. Thank you.
뛰어오는데 더 체력을 소진하셨을 것 같아요. 많이 기쁘세요?
아, 네, 너무 좋아요.
You ran over here to the interview. Tell us about that.
우리는 오늘 경기를
Yeah, that was because I was just so happy. I was really excited.
봤던 것 같은데 오늘만큼은 선수 본인도 좀 본인의 경기력 마음에 들지 않나요?
아, 오늘은
Are you satisfied with your performance today? That was a 3-0.
2, 3경기는 좀 마음에 안 들었어요.
뭐가 마음에 안 들었어요?
First set I did well. Second and third set were not as good, but overall I'm still satisfied.
집에서 연습하는 대로 했으면 금방 끝날 경기를 자꾸 시간을 주고 손이 너무 떨려가지고 제대로 들어갈 타이밍에 못 들어가고.
If I did, when I did the practice house, the matches should have ended even quicker than tonight.
역전당할까 딱 생각하는데.
But I had to drag it out a little bit.
마지막 한 방에 계속 자꾸 뚫려주셔가지고 그래서 이긴 것 같아요.
우리가 보기에는 변현우 선수가 진짜 스피디하게 계속
Anyways, I was able to take that huge battle at the end, game 3, and that was really my best part of the victory tonight.
아니, 집에서는 얼마나 잘하길래 이 정도면요 우승에도 전혀 이상하지 않은 실력이에요.
아니.
If you're not satisfied with your play tonight, how good are you actually on ladder or in the training house?
집이 다 잘하잖아요, 집에서. 근데 저는 집이 훨씬 더 잘하는 것 같아요.
I think every pro gamer plays a little bit better when they're off camera.
훨씬 잘한다.
And I'd say I'm one of those players that gets a lot more anxiety when I'm on stage when I'm on
저 별로
camera.
못하는 편이에요, 근데 못하는 프로 게이머예요.
So I still want my play to get even better.
나에게 진 선수는 굉장히 많다?
모르겠어요. 몰라요.
네. 근데 오늘 경기는 뭐 전체적으로 그동안 스타리그에서
When I go on the ladder, I don't know who my AD is.
이상의 모습을
But I
보여준 것
feel like I'm
같은데
basically beating
아니에요?
everybody on ladders, so
어떻게 된
I do think
거냐면
I'm still
제가
one of the best players in the world right now.
이번 경기를 되게 중요하게 생각했어요.
네.
제가 지난 남기용 선수전에서 할 때
I consider this match specifically to be a very important
근데
match.
평소 같았으면 1경기 지고 나서 오늘도 지는구나 생각했을 텐데 그때만큼은 왠지 오늘은 이길 수 있을 것 같다고 그 생각 들었거든요. 근데
Last time when I played against Hurricane, I was very confident.
한번
I know I was a better player.
싶어서 오늘
But when I played against aLive today, I thought it was going to be a very close match.
모니터를요?
저 지하철 타고
Because he's one of the
다니는데
very best players right now.
모니터 들고 엄청 무겁게 하고 왔는데
Anyways, it was a very important match for me to measure what my true skill was on
결국엔
stage.
도움이 안 됐다.
네.
근데 1세트 끝나고
네.
굉장히 혼자 막 웃더라고요.
그게
So after the first set,
한희석 선수랑
you were caught on
평소에
camera.
하면 제가 다 이기긴 하는데
laughing a lot. Tell us about that.
1경기 끝나고
네.
빌드를 다 준비해왔어요.
네.
다른 빌드를 경기마다. 근데 1경기 끝나고 왜 이러시지? 그러니까 별로 못하는 건 아닌데
네.
그냥 이길 것 같다. 딱 그 생각 들어가지고 1경기부터 3경기까지
I prepared specific builds for every single set tonight.
이기더라고요.
레더에서
savvy for
한희석
my
선수를
built
만났을
for the first
때보다
set work.
오늘 1세트에서 한희석 선수가 좀 더
And after winning
긴장한
a
것
pretty easy
같던가요?
match in the first set, I thought that
레드에서는 제가 더 압도적으로 이겼어요.
I was probably going to be able to defeat aLive tonight, and so I was
내가
laughing with
알던
joy.
승석이 맞구나.
네,
좀 안도의 한숨?
네, 그런 것 같아요.
그냥 하던 대로 하면 되겠구나.
네.
진짜 무서운 선수네요, 이 선수가.
이렇게 순수한 모습 뒤에
네.
굉장히 주도 면밀한 모습이 있네요. 근데 궁금한 게 변현우 선수는 상대의 대진이 결정되고 나서 빌드 준비를 어떻게
So after the
하시나요?
brackets decided, how do you prepare for your builds?
팀에 있을 때는 팀원들이랑 이렇게 하는데 제가 오늘 여기 4시에 도착했거든요.
네.
When I was in the team house, I spent a lot of time just chatting with my teammates, discussing strategies, theorizing. But now I really don't have anybody to practice with.
그 집에서도 연습 상대가 없어가지고 빌드 짜는데 되게 힘이 들어서 레더로.
So at home, I have a harder time mapping out the builds that I'm going to lose. So mostly I practice on the ladder.
보여줬기 때문에 게시판에도 굉장히 반응이 뜨거웠어요.
네.
변현우 선수가 생각하기에 이제 사이클론 초반 수비 말고 후반에는 어떻게 운영하면 좋을까요?
이게 근데 사이클론이
네.
타종족전, 그러니까 저그전 프로토스전은 안 좋은데
Is there any way to use cyclones in the late game?
테란전
She
되게
asked.
좋거든요. 그러니까 얼마나 테란이 약하면
It's not good to play against use cyclones against Protoss, but it is viable at TDT.
뭔가 굉장히 답답하셨던 것
네.
같은데.
그러니까 사이클론 좋은데 왜 저그전 토스전에는 안 좋은지 모르겠어요. 저도.
태태전에만
태태전 되게 좋거든요.
It's a good
뭐
unit.
차츰 좋아지는 모습이 나타나겠죠?
I still can't understand why it's not being used more against, against circuit Protoss in the late game.
뜯어 고쳐야 된다?
네.
알겠습니다.
I think maybe it
변현우
needs to be
선수가
buffed a
이제
little bit.
스타리그 최후의 테란이에요.
네.
네.
작년부터 이제 스타리그가
They're the
쭉 위에
final Terran
오면서
left in StarLeague.
조성주나 조중혁 이런 선수들이 항상 결승에 이름을 올렸는데
네.
이번 스타리그 약간 좀 느낌이 좋을 것 같은데요.
근데
Maru made it to the finals of StarLeague as a Terran player. It's just going to be your time.
네.
맞아요.
첫 스타리그 진출에 우승하는 게 로얄 루더라고 하는데
네.
저는 근데 그게 아니라 예선도 처음 나가고 처음 뜬 사람이 그 상태로 바로 본선 가서 우승하는 게
It's my first
진정한
time playing in
로얄 루더라고 생각했기
StarLeague.
때문에
So I
저는
want to
근데
advance to the finals.
이번이 첫
I want to
예선
be a Royal Roader.
참가했거든요, 스타리그.
네.
그래서 첫 예선 참가니까 진정한 로얄 루더가 되고 싶어요.
It was also my
진
first time to
로열
participate in the
로더는
qualifiers
나밖에
for StarLeague.
없다.
진성 로열로더.
네.
So I think this means this is my chance to be a true Royal Roader and a
마지막에도
champion.
약한
이게
모습.
다 약한 모습을 일부러 경기 전에 보여주시는 것 같아요. 좀 방심하라고 상대.
네, 그랬으면 좋겠네요.
네, 그래도 여기 끝까지 응원해주신 팬들이 변현우 선수 너무
Any final
축하해주고
comments to your
있는데
fans and
고맙다고
those
한 말씀
watching at home?
해주시죠.
A lot of people came down to the studio today.
되게 환호해 주셔서 되게 감사하고. 오,
Thank you for cheering for me.
아유 감사합니다. 아유.
And yeah, I'm just really
네,
grateful.
변현우
Thanks so
선수에게
much.
큰
That's
박수
all.
부탁드립니다. 스타리그 2016 시즌1 이렇게 해서
All right, guys, that does it for our first series. Short and sweet, hard to beat. Sickest TVT I've seen in Legacy. We are going to be going to a short break. When we come back, we'll go on to our second set in tonight's SSL. Stay tuned.